do we have the powers as such to do this? So obviously when we started off, obviously we knew we had the capacity to have a website. The website was supported from the blogs, and the reason being was because we all started off as bloggers writing our own blogs, so we knew we had the capacity to do such. So we first tested the waters there. To kind of promote the website, you kind of need ancillary services such as social media accounts. So obviously to promote our blogs, we'd promote we'd tweet our blogs on our social media. But in conjunction with that, we also promoted news, and then we found that, okay, our Twitter page is getting a lot of traction because people generally use Twitter as a news source. It's very good to get kind of quick updated news about what's happening. So we saw that as kind of an angle and a platform to move with in association with the website. And then obviously the attraction for our blogs and what we were tweeting formed into events and workshops. People saw us as knowledgeable about the content we were providing to them, and they wanted to hear us speak in person about them. And then from doing kind of small market research, kind of what we saw, most of our kind of audience were retweeting, or what they were most kind of favoriting online or reading about was generally kind of the housing market and understanding how to manage their finances. So we then used that to put together events that would cater to those markets. So it's more of it's a feedback effect. Obviously, you understand what you do well, put it out to the market, understand what the market is receptive to, and then try to produce a product or service that kind of goes towards that. So similarly with the ebook, we put together an ebook that illustrates kind of the steps from putting your first CV together all the way to final interview stage, or if you do an internship, all the way to during the internship, how you can perform well. We understood from our tweets and our articles what we're getting traction with. People were asking about how do I improve my CV, how do I get advice on my interview. It was like, okay, it's actually quite tiresome for us to continuously go back one-on-one. Why don't we package it into like an ebook format and provide that product to our audience? So again, it was a feedback effect, understanding what the gap was, what our clients or audience to an extent needed, and providing that to them. Similarly with the podcast, what we noticed was obviously with Brexit, with Donald Trump, a lot of people were like, mate, what the hell is going on? Like young people understand politics to an extent. I don't want to disregard them. I'm a young person. I know about politics, but I think I could never ever foresee something like Brexit happening, and not even us to vote out, but if the timeline of events in terms of the resignation of David Cameron and just the whole complete obliteration of what we saw as UK politics. So that was an opportunity for us to like, oh, these people don't understand what's going on. Just reading about it in a blog, reading about it on a tweet, it's not enough. So we need to be able to speak to the people and them to hear our opinions from someone that sounds like them, someone that's from a similar background. So we thought, okay, podcast works for that format. So that's how we moved into a podcast. So I'd say, yeah, the strategy is do what you know well, and where you see a gap and see the market needs it, provide that service. So that's how we've kind of operated so far.